Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what today is?
I do.
Tell me.
It's
you don't want to sing it.
Yeah, I don't want to sing it.
Sacrilegious Book Club.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. We are covering a treasury of Jewish folklore, stories, traditions, legends, humor, wisdom, and folk songs of the Jewish people.
And so much more.
Edited by Nathan Asubel.
That's not.
No.
Okay.
So that's what we're getting into today. We're going to cover the first part, which is Jewish salt.
Got it. Jewish salt.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie.
I've gotten to see so many more shows than I normally would because of how quickly and easily I can get tickets through Today Tix. Today Tix has amazing prices for some of the best theater I've ever seen. They also have a huge cyber sale coming November 18th with savings of up to 50% off. See that show you've always wanted to see or discover something new that you'll love just as much for even less. Go to todaytix.com/todaytixnyc and use promo code TodayTixNYC to get $10 off your first Today Tix purchase. That's promo code TodayTixNYC at todaytix.com/todaytixnyc for an additional $10 off your first ticket purchase.
Hey, y'all. I'm Keke Palmer. I'm an actress, a singer, an entrepreneur, and a Virgo, just to name a few. I'm proud to introduce you to the Baby This Is Keke Palmer podcast, exclusively on Amazon Music. I'm putting my friends, family, and some of the dopest experts in the hot seat to ask them the questions that have been burning in my mind. What happened to sitcoms? Is OnlyFans only bad? I want to know, so I asked my mom about it. On Baby This Is Keke Palmer, no topic is off limits. Listen to Baby This Is Keke Palmer, exclusively on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app now.
Okay, so to reiterate, we are covering a treasury of Jewish folklore.
Folklore.
Oh my God.
I thought about doing it with the intro, and then that was all. I paused, and I was like, "Oh, I screwed this up."
And then you paused.
So then
too
I
long.
had to do it at the beginning of this one because I was like, it was just there. I was like,
"Okay, you're an idiot. Stop." And the first section that we're covering is Jewish salt, and just to remind you what that means, there is a phrase called Attic salt I'd never heard of till I read this and had to look it up.
right,
And Attic salt is a poignant and delicate wit, or a dry, shrewd, pointed, cutting, or subtle humor.
yeah,
And that's because in classical times, the word salt was a frequent metaphor for the word wit. Okay?
got
And
it.
so Jewish salt then means that the stories from this section are all going to have some kind of shrewd or dry wit to them.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I picked out several that I thought would be fun to read.
Okay.
And you can react to them.
Got
okay?
it.
And they're quite short. The first one that I'm going to read is on page 3. And it's called... Oh, I had one more thing I wanted to say before I read it.
One more thing. Got
Sorry.
it. Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say is that the majority of these came from the Agada, or there were a few that came from the Midrash, and both the Agada and Midrash are supplemental materials to the Talmud, which is the second law.
Okay.
As opposed to the first law being the books of Moses or what we would call the Pentateuch.
Yeah, I think we covered that in the first
We did.
one that the intro to this.
Yes, I just wanted to reiterate that that's where these stories came from.
Got
okay?
it. Got it.
Okay, so page 3, a lesson in Talmud.
Okay. Yep.
One day, a country fellow came to his rabbi. Rabbi, he said, in the tongue-tied fashion of the unlettered in the presence of the learned, for a long time I have been hearing of Talmud. It puzzles me not to know what Talmud is. Please teach me, what is Talmud? Talmud? The rabbi smiled tolerantly, as one does to a child.
Tolerantly.
Yeah, as one does to a child.
Right.
You'll never understand Talmud. You're a peasant. Oh, Rabbi, you must teach me, the fellow insisted. I've never asked you for a favor. This time I ask. Please teach me. What is Talmud? Very well, said the rabbi. Listen carefully. If 2 burglars enter a house by way of the chimney and find themselves in the living room, one with a dirty face and one with a clean face, which one will wash?
What? Which
Okay.
one will wash?
Yeah, and I will pause here to let you answer. 2 burglars enter a house by way of the chimney. So 2 burglars come in the chimney.
Yeah.
They find themselves in the living room.
Okay.
One's got a dirty face and one's got a clean face. Which one's going to wash their face?
The one with the dirty face.
Okay. The peasant thought a while and said, naturally, the one with the dirty face. That's what you said, right? You see, said the rabbi, I told you a farmer couldn't master Talmud. The one with the clean face looked at the one with the dirty face, and assuming his own face was also dirty, of course he washed it, while the one with the dirty face, observing the clean face of his colleague, naturally assumed his own was clean, and did not wash it.
I see.
But we're not done. Again...
It doesn't, I mean, you couldn't just put your hand on your face and be like...
It's a thought question.
I know.
It's a parable.
I got it.
Okay? Again, the peasant reflected. Then, his face brightening, he said, Thank you, Rabbi, thank you. Now I understand Talmud. See, said the rabbi warily, it is just as I said. You are a peasant. And who but a peasant would think for a moment that when 2 burglars enter a house by way of the chimney, only one will have a dirty face?
I thought we were doing biblical stories.
Well, those are different sections. We're in the first
okay.
section, which is Jewish salt.
Okay.
Which these are witticisms.
Okay.
I thought that was fun.
That's fine.
You didn't think it was funny?
It is what it is.
You didn't love it.
No.
Well, the next one is really short. It's called Bad Business.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The evil spirit. Oh, page 7. Sorry. Bad Business, page 7. The evil spirit once came dejected before God and wailed, Almighty God, I want you to know that I am bored to tears. I go around doing nothing all day long. There isn't a stitch of work for me to do. I can't understand you, replied God. There's plenty of work to be done, only you've got to have more initiative. Why don't you try to lead people into sin? That's your job. Lead people into sin, muttered the evil spirit contemptuously. Why, Lord, even before I can get a chance to say a blessed word to anyone, he has already gone and sinned.
What?
Man sins before the devil even has a chance to do it.
I got it.
To help him along, you know.
Sorry, yeah.
Man is bad.
I got it.
Yeah, you weren't following.
I was, yeah.
You were bored.
No, I missed the punchline. So
there were like 5 sentences. How did you miss the punchline? You are not into these like at all. And they like, I love a good dad joke, and to me that's what these are.
I guess I was thinking that it would be
you want more folk tales, and we're not doing folk tales at the moment. That's not the section we're on.
All right.
We're doing Jewish salt.
I got it.
Okay. So think dad jokes, okay? Okay, the next one is on page 11, Pain and Pleasure. A Jewish father took his little boy to the bath for the first time. When they jumped into the pool, the little boy began to shiver with cold and cried, Oi, Papa, oi! His father then led him out of the pool, rubbed him down with a towel, and dressed him. Ah, Papa, ah, purred the little fellow, tingling with pleasant warmth. Isaac, said the father thoughtfully, do you want to know the difference between a cold bath and sin? When you jump into a cold pool, You first yell, oi, and then you say, ah. But when you commit a sin, you first say, ah, and then you yell, oi. Cute, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm enjoying these. I'm
That's
sorry.
great.
These
Yeah.
are just right for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is on page 13. It's called World Weary. For 2.5 years, the rival Talmudic schools of Shammai and of Hillel debated the question, but they could not resolve it. The adherents of Shammai argued that it would have been far better for man had he never been created. The followers of Hillel maintained that it was good that man had been created. Finally, both schools concluded their controversy in a compromise, that it would have been far better for man had he never been created, but since he is already here on earth, it is his obligation to make the best of it and live uprightly.
Sounds good.
That one was not a dad joke. That was
Right.
a witticism.
Okay.
Always do your best, guys,
Yeah.
with what you got.
Right.
Like, this is your lot in life, and you might as well give it your all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, the very next one, same page 13, is truth in gay clothes. Gay in the happy sense of the word,
right.
not the homosexual sense of the word.
Right.
For those who may not know that gay used to mean happiness and joy.
Right.
Like, Dom, we now are gay apparel.
Right.
Okay? The preacher of Dubno, Jacob Krantz, was once asked why the parable has such persuasive power over people. The preacher replied, I will explain this by means of a parable. I'm going to tell you about parables via parable.
Okay.
It happened once that Truth walked about in the streets as naked as his mother bore him.
I call bullshit.
Naturally, people were scandalized and wouldn't let him into their houses. Whoever saw him got frightened and ran away. And so, as Truth wandered through the streets, brooding over his troubles, he met Parable. Parable was gaily decked out in fine clothes and was a sight to see. He asked, Tell me, what is the meaning of all this? Why do you walk about naked and looking so woebegone? Truth shook his head sadly and replied, Everything is going downhill with me, brother. I've gotten so old and decrepit that everyone avoids me. What you're saying makes no sense, said Parable. People are not giving you a wide berth because you are old. Take me, for instance. I am no younger than you. Nevertheless, the older I get, the more attractive people find me. Just let me confide a secret to you about people. They don't like things plain and bare, but dressed up prettily and a little artificial. I'll tell you what, I will lend you some fine clothes like mine, and you'll soon see how people will take to you. Truth followed this advice and decked himself out in Parable's gay clothes. And lo and behold, people no longer shunned him, but welcomed him heartily. Since that time, Truth and Parable are to be seen as inseparable companions, esteemed and loved by all.
I don't know about that, but...
You're not convinced?
I'm not convinced.
Okay. Okay, page 14, we're going to read... There are miracles and miracles.
There's not miracles, and there's not miracles.
Okay, but for the sake of this story, okay?
Okay, all right.
Okay. A Hasid had heard so much of the sanctity of a certain rabbi that he journeyed all the way from his village to the town where the great rabbi lived. What miracles has your rabbi performed? Inquired the visiting Hasid of one of the rabbi's disciples. Well, there are miracles and miracles, replied the disciple. Mm-hmm. For instance, the people of your town would regard it as a miracle if God should do your rabbi's bidding. We, on the other hand, regard it as a miracle that our rabbi does God's bidding. Tell me that's not good. Good. Cute. Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah?
Yep.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good stuff.
That was a good dad joke for you?
That was a good dad joke, yeah.
All right.
I appreciated that one.
Okay, next is page 16. He should have taken more time. The rabbi ordered a pair of new pants for the Passover holidays from the village tailor. The tailor, who was very unreliable, took a long time finishing the job. The rabbi was afraid that he would not have the garment ready for the holidays. On the day before Passover, the tailor came running out, all out of breath, to deliver the pants. The rabbi examined his new garment with a critical eye. "Thank you for bringing my pants on time," he said, "but tell me, my friend, if it took God only 6 days to create our vast and complicated world, why did it have to take you 6 weeks to make this simple pair of pants?" "But Rabbi," murmured the tailor triumphantly, "just look at the mess God made, and then look at this beautiful pair of pants." He ain't wrong.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, page 19. Page 19, we are reading The Secret of Power. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The waters were rising until they almost reached the throne of glory. Thereupon the Almighty cried out, "Be still, O waters!" Then the waters became vainglorious and boasted, "We are the mightiest of all creation. Let us flood the earth." At this, God grew wrathful and rebuked the waters. "Do not boast of your strength, ye vain braggarts. I will send upon you the sands, and they will rise up a barrier against you." When the waters saw the sand and of what tiny grains it consisted, they began to mock. "How can such tiny grains as you stand up against us? Our smallest wave will sweep you over." When the grains of sand heard this, they were frightened, but their leader comforted them. "Do not fear, brothers. True enough, we are tiny, and every one of us by himself is insignificant. The wind can carry us to all the ends of the earth, too. But okay, let me try that again. Sorry. The wind can carry us to all the ends of the earth, but if we all only remain united, then the waters will see what kind of power we have." When the little grains of sand heard these words of comfort, they came flying from all the corners of the earth and lay down one on top of the other and against each other upon the shores of the seas. They rose up in mounds and hills and in mountains and formed a huge barrier against the waters. And when the waters saw how the great army of the grains of sand stood united, they became frightened and retreated. Isn't that an interesting flood story?
It's
right.
Well, it almost sounds more like the beginning of Land story.
Yeah.
Like, when God was like, because at first it was all just water, and so like this is where he's like, "Don't feel so big about yourself" or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Here's sand."
Yeah. Have some sand. Okay, this next one is my favorite. It's fucking hilarious to me. It's on page 20. I'm not going to read you the title because it might give away the punchline. Okay. A young Talmudic scholar. Oh, also, this one is more recent and modern. It speaks of America, so, and I wasn't going to do any of those. I was going to mostly stick to the old ones, but it's so hilarious to me. I stuck this one in there.
Got it.
Okay, so forgive me, husband, for I have sinned. A young Talmudic scholar left Minsk and went to America. After many years, he returned to the old country. His aged mother could hardly recognize him. He was dressed in the very latest fashion. "Where is your beard?" his mother asked, aghast. Nobody wears a beard in America.
Right.
"But at least you keep the Sabbath?" "In America, almost everybody works on the Sabbath." The old mother sighed. "And how is it with the food?" she asked hopefully. "Ah, Mama," answered the son apologetically, "it's too much trouble to be kosher in America." The old mother hesitated. Then, in a confidential voice, she whispered, "Tell your old mother, son, are you still circumcised?" I'm sorry. I just thought it was so funny. Like, you could just put the foreskin back on.
Right, yeah.
It was called circumcisional evidence.
Right.
Oh, I'm just sorry you didn't like that one.
No, it was all right.
Well, that was the last one I'm going to read from this section. And so you could say I saved best for last.
There you go.
But the next section we will get into next week is part 2, Heroes. And there's a whole introduction to it. So I'm not sure if I'm only going to go over the introduction or if I'm going to do the introduction and read some. We'll see what happens, okay? Because it's also broken down into several parts, so we'll see what happens. Okay? But next week, Heroes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Oh, wait.
What?
We'll be back. We got the weekly replay today.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back on Monday with...
First Chronicles chapter 26.
Yep. All right, we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
I've gotten to see so many more shows than I normally would because of how quickly and easily I can get tickets through Today Tix. Today Tix has amazing prices for some of the best theater I've ever seen. They also have a huge cyber sale coming November 18th with savings of up to 50% off. See that show you've always wanted to see or discover something new that you'll love just as much for even less. Go to todaytix.com/todaytixnyc and use promo code TodayTixNYC to get $10 off your first Today Tix purchase. That's promo code TodayTixNYC at todaytix.com/todaytixnyc for an additional $10 off your first ticket purchase.